Hello, welcome to Conversation Matters. How can I help you? Oh, no, I'm the receptionist, but I can get you in with a certified conversationalist if you have a prescription with you. Sure. Okay, let me see. Oh, a broken heart. Let me get you in right away. All right, if you take your prescription and go straight through that door there. Yes, I've let him know that you're here, and he's waiting for you.
Hello, how are you? Please come in. Here, have a seat. There you go. Do you have a prescription? Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, this is a strange one. No, not strange like weird. But, here, let me fold this up. I like creasing the paper. This is quite an interesting subject, being that we just had Valentine's Day last week. Well, how about that? So how long have you been nursing this broken heart? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, definitely it's important for you to, get it off your chest and talk about it. I totally understand. Yeah. Well, it's not easy, is it? It really isn't, and it doesn't get any easier. Well, first off, and I sadly think this is the most important thing I could tell you, you can't make someone love you back. They either love you or they don't. It doesn't mean they don't care about you or like you as a friend. This is very important to think about. There are people in my life that I care about so much, and in a respectful way, I love them. I cherish their friendship and I care about them. I love them, but not in a romantic sense. And you have to come to grips with that. You have to come to grips with that on your own, too. People throw the word love around a little too much sometimes, and even though I think we need more love in the world, saying you love someone taken out of context could send the wrong message, or tell somebody something they would interpret the wrong way. I know I love my children, but I don't love them in a romantic sense. I love my parents. The same thing. I don't love them that way. I cherish them. I worry about them. I care about them. It's almost like we should have two words for love. We should have a non-romantic word and a romantic one, so that everybody can understand the difference. I don't know why I'm even going into this with you, but I want you to understand that it's easy to get mixed up and confused, and you give somebody a Valentine and they tell you how much they care about you and they like you, and and maybe you think you finally got through, that they have the same feelings towards you, and then you realize that they meant it in the sense of a friend. Well, this can be heartbreaking, and these kind of things are never easy to deal with. But it doesn't make you, well, I understand. I really do. That you feel silly and stupid. I know it's so embarrassing. I know. It's okay. It's okay to be embarrassed and to feel that way. Makes you feel small, doesn't it? I know I've had my share of broken hearts in my time. You get stuck on someone and you wish the best for them, and you want them to be a part of your life, and sometimes feelings can get in the way, and you have to keep them in check. You've got to remove yourself from it and not allow yourself to fantasize or think that something's there that isn't there. Some people spend their whole lives pining for someone else. And unrequited love is one of the saddest songs you can write about. Over the years, so many songs have been written about the one that got away. And what's amazing to me is I have actually, before I was married, and I had those situations where I followed through and told somebody I really cared about them, and I didn't want to lose them. I wanted to try to make it work. And you have all these built-up fantasies, unrealistic notions in your mind of how it's going to work out. And then when you finally are with that person in real life and you give it a try and you go out on a date and you try to get to know each other, you find out that all the fantasy in your mind that you build up with this one-way love affair is all in your mind. It's a fantasy. It doesn't actually really exist. They don't want to be the person you want them to be, and they can't be the person you want them to be. That's just not them. And you have to make a decision on your own. And this is usually something that just clicks. I've found in life it's just something that clicks in your mind. You realize that whatever you thought was there, it's not. It's just not there. And you have to make a conscious decision to accept the person as they are and accept the situation as it is, or walk away. And it's really funny. You spend all this time pining away, and you finally get the person to go out with you on a date, and you're the one that wants to break it off. Yeah. You're the one that can't wait to get the hell out of there. Feet don't fail me now. And it's funny you brought that up. I dated a girl that I didn't want to date. And for various reasons, I couldn't break up with her at the time. It was very complex. I was double dating, and the other double date wasn't going so well for my friend, the guy, and he was asking me to try to make it work and keep dating who I was dating, because she really liked me, so that he could continue to see the other girl, and because they were sisters. And it drug on, and it was a horrible mistake, because I should not have stayed with them. I should have moved on. I should have broke up. And I didn't break up properly. I just one day quit going over it. I just can't do this anymore. And then I had to tell the person that, I didn't want to date them anymore. And I think I really, really hurt her feelings, because I dated her long enough that it was like, all of a sudden he just doesn't want to date me anymore. And it made me feel really bad, because I shouldn't have let it go on that long. And that's something you do because you think, oh, this person really likes me. Oh my gosh, I've got to make this work. You can want all you want, but if it's not there, it's not going to happen. If it's not mutual, if there's not a connection, a spark, and there is, it's funny, when you meet somebody and there's a spark and it feels good and you match up well, and it doesn't mean you or have everything in common. It means that there's something there. You connect, and it's cerebral and physical at the same time, and it's spiritual, and you can feel it. And if it's not there or it fades away, that's okay too, because it happens. You fall madly in love with somebody, and a week later, I don't want to go over. Emotions, lust, sex, romance, it's very complex. And there's no easy answer, is there? There isn't. No. You take her flowers, and you give her candy, and you give her a card, and you're all dressed up, and you got your hair done, and you put on some aftershave and deodorant, and you think, I brushed my teeth 5 times today, and I put a mint in my mouth before I walked in, and you think you're ready to go, and we do all these quirky little things to make ourselves sexy and attractive. We spread our little wings and flutter our little feathers for the female to attract that mate. And then you find out she sits you down and says, thanks for everything, but I just want to let you know I want to date somebody else. There's no easy way to do it, and goodbye. See you later. Oh my God, we've all been there, huh? We've all been there. And I've done it to girls, and girls have done it to me. And it's so funny when you look back. It's so awkward. Oh, this is awkward. Oh, I hope we can still be friends. Oh yeah, you just ripped my entire heart out of my chest cavity and through my mouth and into your hand. Sure, we can keep being friends. And it's funny, I was usually friends with ex-girlfriends to a degree, because unless it was embarrassing, when there's a guy around or her dad's around, it's not a very good time to say hello. Yeah, I've had a few dads mad at me in my time. Oh, those were the days. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you have to just do the best you can, Well, in your case, it's, and I'm not making fun, but beating yourself up over the fact that she's not interested is not going to help. It's not going to help. And it's not going to change anything. She's just not into you. And it's going to be all right, because there's 50, 100, 1,000 women who are into you. Yeah. There is somebody out there for everyone. There really is. I do believe that. I really do. And I've seen it. I've seen guys, one day, you have to take them out to the bar and have a few drinks and let them cry in their beer, and life is over and I can't go on. And all this malarkey we do to ourselves, all this torment. Self-pity is a horrible thing that I think we all have to go through it, but it really doesn't have a lot of benefit, because eventually you got to go to sleep, cry in your pillow, and you wake up the next day and you have to get your butt up and you got to go to work. And you got to surf the net, see who's out there, and you got to start dating again. There's a million apps to date. There's all kinds of bar scenes. There's people can fix you up with a friend. There's your cousin can fix you up with her best friend. There's lots of options out there. So sitting around pouting is only going to get you so far. You've got to move on. And the good thing is 99% of the time we do. And then there's situations like right now where you're having trouble letting go. And it's just going to take you a little while longer. And you know what the funny part is? You may never get over this girl. I'm going to be honest with you. There's some that I never got over in my life. As much as I love my wife and family, there's those people that I had in my life that I fell in love with in the past, and they're always going to be in my heart. Now, this isn't an ex-lovers thing or a sex thing. I fell in love. Most of what I'm talking about happened before I got married, but even after I got married, I let myself get misled a little bit. No, I didn't cheat, but I let my heart pull me along. And it happens. And you've got to realize that it's not healthy for you to pine away. And you've got to let it go. And like I said before, there's different kinds of love. There's people in my life that I love, literally with all my heart. But it's not like that. It's not romantic. But they're like family to me. They're like my children. They're like my wife. They're like a part of my family, as weird as that sounds. They're inside my heart. It might be the type of person I am. I can't just say goodbye and let them go. I've got to know they're okay. I've got to check up on them and make sure they're fine, they're doing well, they're happy. And it's not, and I'll be honest, and it's not always a male or a female. It's just somebody I worry about. And I can't let them go. And I mean that in I don't want to cop out and say spiritual way. But it's definitely something that is hard to even quantify. I lost somebody close to me once, and they died an untimely death. I was alone, and when I found out the news, and this happened to me recently, something very similar happened to me recently, and if it maybe helps you think about things. When I found out they were gone, I couldn't imagine they were gone. I just got told the news. I knew they were gone. They're not coming back. They're gone. And I could not accept it. I couldn't see a world where that person wasn't there anymore. And it was logical and as real as I could make my mind think. They're gone. You have to accept this. You're not going to go to meet them at Perkins anymore. You're not going to see them out around town and wave when you're driving by. You're not going to visit their house anymore. They're not coming over anymore for the holidays. They're dead. They're gone. And no matter how many times I told myself that, And I did. I couldn't let it go. They were still there. They were still there in my heart, and I couldn't let them go. I know some people look at the world and they think there's no God and they're an atheist or they're agnostic or they could be any religion, and everybody has a different look, and people are coming to the rationalization that maybe there is no heaven or hell and there is no afterlife. We're just here and we're just a bundle of nerves and sparks and heartbeats, and one day we quit and we break down and we die. And there's nothing after that. And I know this is kind of weird going in a different direction, but it makes me think. I see all sides of the problem, but I know there's something about the human experience that's beyond my comprehension. I'm not trying to sell you some snake oil here. I'm not trying to put my beliefs on you. But I have been with people when they pass. And I've been with my wife when she bore all three of our kids. I saw all three of them born. And there's just something there. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to put my fingers on it and point to it and tell you what it is. But when you see these things in life, when you hear about somebody passing and your heart aches and you can still feel them, you can close your eyes and you can still feel them. That empathy, that emotion, that, lack of a better word, spiritual touch upon your heart, upon your soul. We can make fun of the romantics, the Shakespeares in our world that paint loving stories and write the songs that make us cry when we're driving home late at night alone. And we can mock Hallmark and their cards and their schmaltzy little, Valentine's Day messages and their little tearjerker little quotes inside the cards. But there's something there. You let your heart take you places. And it's all part of discovering what it's like to be a human being. To let yourself go. You have to surrender something of yourself to fall in love, to be loved, to love. You have to let something go. You have to expose yourself to weakness. Open up your heart. Allow somebody else in. They come inside your heart. They join you. And you're not alone anymore. And I think you know what I mean. Sometimes when I'm alone and I feel like nobody wants to be around me and nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody really, I'm not high on their priority list. No matter how low you think you are, you can always open up your heart and see who's in there. And you know you're actually not alone. Because you're in their heart too. And you know that. You took up a place inside their heart as well. myself sometimes thinking about these things, and it's hard to stay awake. It's easy to close your eyes and fall asleep. Curling up beside a friend on a warm couch in front of a crackling fireplace, reading a book or watching a funny, silly movie, and you drift off to sleep, and when you wake up, they've put a coat over you and pulled your shoes off and put your legs up on the couch. You fell asleep in your clothes. And when you sit up, you remember what and where you are. And you check everything out and realize, hey, this is a friend. This is someone who cared about me. They took care of you. And we need to do that more often with each other. We really do. And we need to remember and cherish and love those in our heart. That day I told you about when I couldn't see or fathom the world with that person not there. Somehow that's when I realized they still are here. I'll always have them here in my heart, and you can look yourself. Don't sell yourself short as a human being. Take the time to explore what I'm saying. They're still there. Those times, those memories, they're still there. And you are too. You are still there in their heart as well. It never goes away. Never fades away. Time is just a way we mark our experience. And in time, those memories become even more precious. Precious gems to hold on to. So don't be afraid to look at them and cherish them. Okay. Well, it looks like I put you to sleep. You poor thing, you're tired. You haven't slept in days. You need your rest. And it's okay. I'm glad I could help you today. Until I talk to you again, please have a most blessed day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for ASMR TirarADeguello. Please take a moment to rate and review this podcast. If you are interested in additional ASMR content, you may view our library of videos at youtube.com/TirarADeguello. The theme song, Atlantis, is by Jason Shaw of Audionautics.com and is used by permission. Correspondence, including questions or requests, may be sent to TirarADeguello@gmail.com. On behalf of Dr. Andrew Michaels, thank you.